Okay, this is the bonus shot. ONIX is firing up. And it just powered up the EH1 just like that. And here you go. Biggest dongle I own. It's awesome. Thank you, SHANLING. Okay, today's video is on a made for Canada desktop solution from SHANLING called the A1 EH1. If you're not sure what I mean by that, us Canucks, we love to use the word A. We use it in everything. Fucking A, right on A, yay, A, right? It means a whole bunch of things. It means awesome, actually. The EH1, A1, comes in, no, I haven't been drinking yet. Black or silver. It's pretty. Look at the slideshow. It's teeny, smaller than I thought it was going to be. The box is very unassuming. Inside of this, here's the unboxing, ready? Comes the unit. Packaging for the instruction manual, which, I'm going to get into that, I read, actually. There is a power supply that comes with it. Alright, you little bastard. There it is. And a little interesting part, a little bit later in this, that it's on, it's playing music right now, and you just saw that I didn't have the power supply connected to it. It comes with a USB-A to USB-C, comes with a 6.5 to 3.5 single-ended adapter. It's $199. It's just a simple, clean system. That's what they say in the instructions. It's very simple. They say it's powered by USB-C or 5-volt DC. So as I was taking my afternoon nap, because I'm old, and I was thinking about this, and I was like, well, damn. I wonder if it'll actually, because I was thinking it'll be powered off USB-C. Do I need one of those, USB-C cords from the wall to the power supply? I thought, well, that didn't make any sense, really, did it? How would you do that? And then I was thinking, well, would this thing actually be like a giant dongle and actually just fire up off of your DAP?
Oh, hello.
Yes. Yes, it does. And the reason I was thinking about that too was in the specs. Again, back it up, Monk. What's inside of this thing? Cirrus Logic DACs, the 43198s. And if you're still not sure the difference between the two Cirrus Logics that you see all the time, the 43131s and the 43198s, the 43198s that's in this guy, typically they need to use a separate op amp to make them go. And that was interesting. My DAP just turned off and it turned off the unit. That was pretty cool. So in this case, the SGM's 8262 op amps. It has dedicated bass and treble controls. I love it. Unique for me. Don't have another source that does that. Or a DAC amp, I should say. The bass control does plus minus 6 dB, and the treble controls can do plus minus 10 dB for pretty big range of tonality controls, right? It has an SPDIF coaxial output, which I still don't understand why. Line outs and pre-outs. So you can, and there's a little switch on the back. So line outs to power amps or pre-outs that can do your powered Atom Audio speakers on your desk. And the tone controls still work. So this was the interesting part. Power up to 1,015 milliwatts at 32 ohms. USB-C digital input, smartly. This was the other thing too. The way they mounted the USB-C was vertically, not horizontally, where you could potentially damage. When I saw that, I thought, some engineer at Shanling actually gave this a little bit of thought to prevent damage to your unit, because if it was mounted this way, you could drop something on it and damage your either USB or the input. Vertically, you have a whole lot less chance of doing that. So, and I thought, well, if you're not going to do a USB B input like you see on a lot, that's a great way to do it. Now, this is what got me thinking. Single-ended power in high gain, 250 milliwatts at 32 ohms. On DC power, okay, it did 399 milliwatts on high gain. Output impedance, this is very low at 0.4 ohms. The balanced output, low gain 250 milliwatts, high gain 980 milliwatts, again everything at 32 ohms. DC power on high gain 1,015 milliwatts, that's where that came from, and output impedance of 0.8 ohms on the balanced output. Now that's kind of interesting in some of those specs, and the fact that this is a ONIX Alpha dongle. Same DAC chip, same op amps. So you're darn skippy that I actually compared these two. I like the sound of this dongle, though it's frustrating as hell, and the fact that it doesn't power up on half of my devices. So, hey, just wanted to also say that this EH1, sorry, it's the Canadian in me coming out. The EH2 is actually in the works with more power and some unique features. It says that was the teaser, so kind of interesting. And so that DC power specs is what got me thinking. I thought I saw somewhere in the owner's manual, it actually doesn't say that this thing can power up off of the USB-C input. I was just thinking it could just be powered up off of the wall plug. But you can actually power this thing up like a giant dongle off of your DAP. But it doesn't say that in here at all. And I didn't really see where the specs were. I think I got that off of the website for power ratings, but I don't see where it actually had, maybe I went further in this review in my notes, but let's keep going. First of all, I want to do some sound comparisons for this bad boy. This has the same op amps and the same DAC chip. So, how did it sound? In comparison, well, now, first of all, I was using the ONIX XM5 as my transport, as my music player. And the ONIX Alpha does not power up with that. So I need to use my separate battery supply and the CB19 cable from Ibasso, which is funny because I have another one here too, and it didn't like that either. But it worked off the CB19. Anyway, so when I did plug that in, then I get it to work off of the ONIX. Other than that, no go. It works on only half of my devices. Anyway, enough bitching about that. By the way, I can hear a sound difference with or without when this thing powers up from a device and using the full-on power supply of a battery backup or something else. There's a sound difference. Non-oversampling mode, that's what I used here. As I suspected, the EH1 and the Alpha have a very similar tonality, but there is a noticeable step up in resolution and how much information the EH1 can pull out of the music. Something the Alpha, some other people have criticized as one of its weaknesses. I thought it was pretty good, but in comparison, not so much. The EH1 has big stage. It has the big stage of the Alpha, but the resolving power of a real desktop solution. I'm going to have to rethink that statement again now that I found out you can use this thing as a giant dongle. Moonhearts in Space by Tina Gao. She is lovely, and she plays a lovely mean electric cello. She's a cello rocker, okay? The cello, the viola all sound cleaner. You can pick out secondary resonances of the instrument so much better. The Alpha plays it well, but the EH1 plays it with bone-chilling accuracy and just a natural finesse. The Alpha tries to be everything the EH1 embodies, but just falls a little short in technical prowess and resolving power. If you like the sound of the Alpha, you will go crazy over the EH1 because it is a lovely sounding device. I'm going to throw it up against another one that I have, and this is the Hibby desktop solution called the FD5. Also came out this year, and I reviewed that as well. $429, so over twice the price. Lots of features. It has Bluetooth, balanced out, 1.1 inch OLED display to show you what's going on, instead of other little lights. The 3.5 single-ended is 475 milliwatts, and the 4.4 balanced is 1323 at 32 ohms. So more power for sure. The Hibby with the using the AK 4493, it's that's one of my favorite DAC chips. It's using a very resolving DAC. Slightly, but when you combine all the circuitry together, add it all together, that's the sum of the whole, right? That's what makes the sound signature, not just the DAC chip, the amplifier section, the controller, all that makes a huge difference. Anyway, how does the Hibby sound? Well, it has a slightly forward, a lot of Hibbys do, upper mids and treble presentation with a kind of thinner note way, a drier top end, nice air, nice extension, but kind of really emphasizes the upper mids and treble. In contrast, the Shanling has the, and I'm going to use the word warmer, but I would say the descriptors are better, like I used with the ONIX Alpha. It's smoother, it's more organic sounding replay. That's how it comes across. Very balanced, with nothing pushed forward or recessed, even with the slightly warmer mids. I'll say yes, it has slightly warmer mids, yes. The added warmth of the EH1 brings instrumentals into the music more, with an effortless naturalness, timbre, where the strings are still very crisp and precise, yet are full-bodied and organic sounding. Male vocals have a nice weight to them, as did piano, as did cello, as did guitar. And female vocals sound spot on with correct tonality. So if there's some coloration going on with the EH1, it is just in the mids only, and just slightly colored. On Blue Train by Poncho Sanchez. If you don't know this jazz artist, you should. He's a god. He sells his own drums. He's that famous. With the EH1, trumpets and drums sound so effortlessly done, so natural, with great tonal accuracy. For the instrumental, it had really nice layering of the stage, great height and depth, great spatial clues where you could be picking out depth and height of different instruments. He's on his drums, and then the trumpet's over here and it's higher. You can clearly pick that out, right? Now on the FD5, mids are pushed forwards in the mix. Trumpets are sent front and center right here. The drums get pushed back and misses the organic timbre and the texture of the drum skin. The Shanling does just so very well. Poncho won't be selling, let's put it this way, any of his signature drums on the Hibby, but the Shanling's doing them justice. It's going for the hardcore sell. Kiss Me, that's a song by Sixpence None the Richer. Female vocals here, right? On this track, the FD5 brings the vocals out with more forward approach, and while it adds kind of emphasis, it's welcomed on female vocals that make her voice pop out. But the guitar, part of the other half of the song, gets drowned out, and it sounds a bit thinner. So the presentation just does not sound as natural or correct if you know this track and you know what to listen for. So just to conclude, the EH1 really doesn't have any shortcomings, especially at $199. Great, deep, natural sounding bass with enough headroom to keep control of the drivers, even with busy passages, I found as well. Clean, neutral mids and upper mids, not boosted or emphasized in any way, yet adding in some nice weight and body with a slightly warm coloration. Articulate and resolving top end, again very balanced, not boosted, not recessed, giving great detail, air to strings and instrumental. Really well done. One of the things I really liked about the EH1. Big open stage, great layering and depth, while kind of allowing instruments again to and vocals really to play in their own space. Like, you could hear vocals here layered, and you can hear the instruments clearly, and it was a really well done stage. It's small, it's powerful, it seems to be portable, which just is still blowing my mind. It's very well priced. Come on, $199 for what all you're getting. I think this is a really easy rec for a wonderful sounding all-in-one desktop solution for you to consider. I mean, it's bigger. You're not gonna. You could just pack this thing around with your DAP and your gear, your headphones. Speaking of which, too, that was an interesting observation. So here's my Hi-Fiman modified 400Is. On USB power, I need on high gain 85% of the volume to get to a quite loud volume for me. When you plug in the power, knocking that little shit over, then it goes louder. So there is, and I don't know where the specs are for that. I think I saw them, I just couldn't find them. But it gets louder. So this thing does put out more power when you're on, and not that much more power, but enough to hear a difference. So if you have something really hard to drive, headphones or IEMs, then you're probably going to want to power it up with the power supply and adapter that comes with it. So that was that's my observations, and that's my wonderful experience with the EH1. It's something you very much should consider, eh? A1. It's a Tone Deaf Monk. Thank you for watching. Out for now. Red, blue, green. Red, green, blue. Red, green, blue settings in the color gamut.